Jamie says I need to have energy.
I'm not keeping that in.
Alright, so this week it was a request from Joann. Neapolitan cookies. I've never had them. So I was looking at recipes, there's lots of different ones. I picked one from the Food Network. I didn't realize it has in it like apricot preserves, red raspberry jam, no clue what almond paste is, food coloring, all sorts of stuff. Alright, let's get our recipe out. Let's start this. We need preheat the oven at 350 degrees. We need 3 jelly pans. We need to coat these with cooking spray. Oh, and it says line each pan with parchment paper and coat that with spray as well. Well, that's just a little much. It's a little stressful. Spray again. Okay, first thing, it says you need a stand mixer.
You say first thing, but you did a lot of first things.
Okay, when making the dough.
Okay.
The first ingredient we need is almond paste. It said 8 ounces, but we could only find 7, so we're gonna hope that 7's enough. You're supposed to open this and put it in here and break it with a fork. You can't break this up with It smells almondy.
Well, it's I think it's just, you want me to read the ingredients? Almonds.
Wow. Then it says fit the mixer with a paddle attachment, add the butter and the sugar, and then it says we're gonna beat the mixture on high speed until light and fluffy for about 7 minutes. We're gonna mix it for about 7 minutes. Okay, so this is what it looks like, light and fluffy, I think. All right, so now we have to add eggs, but we have to separate the eggs. Alright, it says reduce speed to medium, add egg yolks, beat until incorporated, then we're going to turn it off and mix the flour with our wooden spoon. So there's our egg yolks. So the next thing we do is to take 2 cups of flour and we mix it in here but with the wooden spoon. It smells good. Alright, then we're going to put it into a bowl and we're going to fluff those whites that we have. So we're gonna take the egg whites and we're gonna fluff them in the mixer. I had to clean this whole bowl really well. All right, so we have our stiff peaks. The issue is it says to fold it in here. This is thick. This has got to get folded into that.
Yeah, fold it. Have you never folded a cloud in the sand?
But like this just seems like.
There you go, look at that.
So we have to separate this a cup and a half, a cup and a half. So now we got a food coloring it. We're gonna do this one red. Ready? Green one.
Do you think the color adds to the flavor?
No. Okay, we're supposed to transfer this to each of these pans. It doesn't look like a lot of dough. And it's not even mixed all the way. Jamie, you told me to be gentle.
Are you critiquing? This is your work.
Alright, so we have all 3 pans with all 3 colors. Now we're gonna bake it at 350 for 12-14 minutes. So you know me, it's 12 minutes. It said the edges should be golden brown. Okay. We'll be back in 12 minutes. Alright, ready? Okay, so it said brown along the edges. Here we go. Okay, these are new mittens for my son. We're gonna leave it 5 minutes in the pan, and then we're gonna flip them out on the cooling rack, which we also have a problem because we only have 2 cooling racks, and one's makeshift. This is not gonna be easy with these pot holders. Oh, cool, it's cool. Okay, you know what we're gonna do?
Genius.
I'm gonna take this one. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's one. Ooh. Push it back together. Hey, we're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna put it on here, and we're gonna stack it with the jam inside. Okay, so I took a cookie sheet and said to invert it, which I'm assuming means upside down, with wax paper. Green goes first, and then you're gonna put red raspberry jam, and it said just make sure there's no big chunks. Okay, I'm making sure I spread it evenly. All right, so there's that. Now we have an issue with this one because it fell apart on me. So you put the yellow next, and then you put the apricot. Apricot's a What's the difference between a preserve and a jam? Is there a difference? Is it just a fancy thing?
I don't know. We should have Googled it.
I should learn a little bit more about these things before I do them. That's good. Okay. All right. Last layer. All right. So it says we're gonna put this in the refrigerator, covered it, and then you put a heavy cutting board on top of it. I'm not quite sure why, but that's what it says. And then we'll leave it overnight. Tomorrow, I'm just gonna melt some chocolate chips and put it on top. And then we're gonna serve it up and we're gonna give this bad boy a try. So I put it in the refrigerator. I put a heavy cutting board on top, it said. And now we're gonna melt the chocolate and drizzle it all on top before we cut it. So I'm just gonna take dark chocolate, put it in a microwavable bowl. That looks good. And we're just gonna put it in for like every 20 seconds, stir 20 seconds until we have melted chocolate. I think it's pretty well melted. Okay, we're gonna pour it on top. There.
That was perfect.
All right. We are gonna let it like cool down and kind of harden just a little bit before we cut it. And then we're gonna trim it all up and make it into little squares and we'll see how well we did. So you use a serrated knife. So again, trusty bread knife. All right, we're gonna trim the sides. Ugh, it's like hard. Looking okay? Does it look like a Neapolitan?
You know, might work better. It's a big knife.
It said serrated. I'm following the directions, Miss Jamie. The last ones are hard. There's one of my squares. So we just cut a majority of them. I'm gonna taste one before I keep going. Okay, I am not a jam or jelly person. So if I don't like it, it doesn't mean I didn't do a good job, okay? It's actually good. You can taste the almond from the almond paste, and there's not a lot of jam. I actually think it's not too bad. All right, I don't know what we're gonna do next week, but definitely need recommendations, so let me know what you want. If not, I'll try out something, and have a great week. See you next time. Like I tell you, I jump into these. All right. Oh, look,